Yeah, there we go. Google, the Hangout is on air is now live. So, lads, lasses, people with glasses, and of course, all of those in between. My name, in case you didn't already know, is Dexter, and welcome to a chat with Nicky T. Tonight, we're going to be talking about all things GCC. So, if you have any questions, please feel free to post up, and hopefully, Nick can answer them for you, and I'll relay them through my screen to Nick. So, Nick, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. As Dex said, this is really just a very open, general Q&A about the GCC. If there's anything you want clarification on, this is the place to ask and get the answer straight away.
Hopefully,
so, yeah, let's go.
Right, well, first off, thanks very much, Nick, for approaching us and actually, asking about doing this. That's fantastic, and thank you very much for actually coming on and taking the time to talk with us. But yeah, so I did give you a little bit of pre-warning before the show. I do have a couple of questions, and I suppose I'll start off with one that some of the guys that were from the BZ Grizzlies were asking. Is
okay. Where's the lunch truck?
Well, that wasn't actually one, but I am important. That is an important one. No, it was. Is it acceptable to, if we get pulled off the field, to throw teddies at the enemy team, just from the sidelines?
Perfectly acceptable. I don't think there's any harm in that, nor any regulation size of said teddy.
Charming. I did have a quick scan through the rules, and I didn't see anything saying that I couldn't.
No mention of teddies. So, yeah, the probably is mention of toys and prams. So, you do have to tread carefully, especially with some refs.
Yeah. Is it a situation of, as long as I don't actually say anything while I'm throwing the teddy, I won't get a penalty?
Pretty much. Pretty much. You need quite some arm on you, though, if you're going to go coast to coast with your teddy.
Yeah. Weighted. Yeah. We'll weight the teddies. There we go. So we've got a fair amount of people in the chat tonight. So hopefully we'll be able to get you some good questions in. So I think one of the first ones, and I know you have already seen it, but I thought I'd get your response live. In regards specifically to the concept field, can you shoot from end to end straight from the break?
Yeah, and yes, you're right in. I have already seen this, and I think this is one of the reasons that I wanted to do this chat tonight. Is the downfall of the written word, because that's a very direct question. Is it possible? Yes, it's possible. Is it likely? No, it's really unlikely. But can a pinball marker achieve it? Yes, especially in the right hands shooting the right paint. Is anybody going to stand still long enough to get hit by that ball? Not unless they're very switched on or have just been hit by a weighted teddy, would be my answer. So it's it was the impossible question to answer fully in written sense. Because you've got to add in practicality / common sense.
Yes.
The concept, so basically the fields, 2 fields of play, think of it as woodland and non-woodland.
Yes.
I feel that the word concept has tripped a lot of players up in the sense of, it blends.
Yes.
So there's only 2 fields. There's only ever been 2 fields, one of which has only ever been a woodland field. The other field has always been a non-woodland field.
Yes.
We've called the concept field. There was a time early on when we didn't think that we would get a single mound. We didn't think we'd get permission for a single mound. We managed to overcome that hurdle, and a series of mounds were made. Now, we couldn't get an entire mound field, which was the original aspiration.
Yes.
So the compromise was to have a third of the concept field, non-woodland field, for anyone who's still struggling, as mounds.
Right.
So, and as Albert pointed out yesterday in the video, the mounds run so that you can hide behind the mound
Yes.
at the widest part.
Yeah.
So, so yeah, that is basically 1/3 of the field.
Yeah.
The center third is made up of big kind of 4-foot blocks.
Yeah.
Basically, IVCs, I believe they're called.
Yes. Yeah.
Combination of some double stacked ones.
Mhm.
So the majority of the bunkers in that section are actually 8 feet tall,
Right.
4 foot wide.
Yes.
And then in the center of that section,
Mhm.
you actually have a diamond.
Yes.
It has in the center 50 both widthwise and lengthwise.
Yeah.
Double IVC, and that's surrounded by 4 single ones
Yeah.
that are joined by railway sleepers.
Yes.
That don't meet in the middle.
Yeah.
So you could crawl between them from the back of the diamond into the diamond.
Fantastic.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
The diamond's the kind of curveball, if you like, on the entire field, because there will come a point in the flow of the game that the diamond becomes more playable.
Yeah.
How playable it is off the break depends on how successful you are at containing the other team, in my opinion. And then the final third of the concept field is made up of identical bunkers.
Right.
We had, so they're the big orange bunkers.
Yes.
Now, I heard some speculation yesterday on the stream that they were going to be about waist height. They're not.
Right.
They are literally up to my armpit.
Right then.
They are.
That's
I think 3 grizzly size behind one of them.
Right.
Pick any 3 grizzlies.
Right. No, that's interesting because I think the photo. I think there's a couple of clips and a couple of photos that have been released, and I think the scale is a bit deceiving on that. They look
very
a lot.
Deceiving.
Very deceiving. They look a lot smaller.
Yeah, they're not. They are massive.
Yeah.
And I think the best way I can describe them is quirky, in the sense of each one. Imagine it is a board.
Yes.
Yeah, imagine it's like the size of a door. It's actually a bit bigger than the door in your house. But then at either end, if it's single on its own, they have feet.
Yeah.
Now the feet are triangular shaped, just like the old arena ball bunkers.
Yes. Yeah.
So there's actually going to be an art to moving in and out of these bunkers as well.
Nick, if you actually just give us 1 second, I don't think I showed this on stream last night.
Made one. Oh, I love it, Dex.
Just give us a sec.
Okay. This has probably never happened. I assume it's something to do with Dex's dog.
Right. The subject came up that of the bunkers, and I'm not sure if it was in the after show chat or if it was on the stream itself. But I've actually got a complete guide of paintball here.
Look at that.
But but there's something in here which
may I refer
it's here.
to?
Yeah. Skyball, 1999.
Okay.
Those very sort of similar sort of bunkers. Now they probably aren't quite as high, but it's very reminiscent of some of the fields that.
Let's see that picture again, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem. I've just paused it.
Sorry. I'll give you a comparison height-wise. As if that was a player kneeling down, looking out the side. Easily as high as that. Why that guy's wearing a crash helmet, I don't know.
Yeah, I think he actually had some kind of medical issue, so that was part of the reason why he wore a crash helmet.
To wear a crash helmet then.
Yeah. So, but I think it was just at the time they probably didn't have the full head shields that the JT head shield.
In all honesty, if anybody's planning on breaking to the diamond, I'm not going to laugh if you wear a crash helmet.
Yeah,
you may need one.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I would imagine, just from what I've seen, I think anybody trying to make a dash for the diamond straight off the break is probably going to struggle in there. If it's the way that I'm imagining it from seeing old sort of hyperball fields and things like that, I think it generally didn't seem like a good idea to go straight for that and off the break. But obviously, yeah, I'm interested in seeing the field and seeing what it's actually like.
I think weirdly, the safest place in that diamond off the break is in their side.
Yeah.
On the inside of their corner, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I'd say those pictures you just showed, height-wise, that's ballpark where we are with these bunkers. Now, if you imagine the tape 50 in the spectator grandstand is a cross made out of these bunkers.
Yeah.
So feasibly, you could have a player in each quadrant of each corner of the cross alive.
Yeah.
It's perfectly possible.
Yeah.
In terms of bunker management and living in there.
Yeah.
Some of them are kind of face on, if you like, so parallel to the start gate.
Yeah.
The majority are angled.
Yeah.
So you don't have the luxury of a true back corner.
Yeah.
On the tape, it's angled at 45 degrees.
Right.
So, it's a stop off to something better.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
And then some are in V's. Some are in reverse V's.
Yeah.
So you have an opportunity to live for a certain amount of time, depending on where they are and what they're doing.
Yeah.
So it's the thinker's field.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be interesting for to see. I mean, I'm definitely I'm going to be down a little bit later than the rest of the BZ Grizzlies on Friday, but I'm looking forward to actually getting out and having a bit of walk of the fields and seeing where's going to be the sort of the good points and where's going to be the sort of where you'll be wanting, maybe as you said, a stop off where you want to move on fast. And
that comes into play quite a lot.
Yeah.
The field is designed very specifically so that there isn't a strong side.
Yes.
Each side, each area has its own merits, but you can't sleep on any of them. I don't think there'll be a holding side and a pushing side.
Yeah.
I think it's a case of you've got to be mindful of everything, which is personally how I feel a field should be played and created.
Yeah. Well, that's it. The field should have good balance.
Yeah, it needs to be. It needs to be, and probably the biggest challenge is making the bunkers so that they're playable when you're past the 50.
Yeah,
and trying to close the game, and it's not just favouring the team that wants to. I wouldn't say any of these fields are. You can just sit here and live for 10 minutes.
Yeah, because that's good.
Yeah, I agree. I feel so.
I mean, especially if they're going to be, if it's going to be sort of viewable, then you do want to keep it so that people aren't going to be sedimentary and just plop themselves down in one situation. You don't want somebody setting up the deck chair, do you?
Yeah, I think a lot of players you just won't have the luxury of being able to just sit and shoot for the entire game because they'll outmaneuver you, force you to think and reevaluate your situation, and then move to something more appropriate.
Yeah.
And, the options are plentiful.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So, I think that's actually I think we've answered both of the sort of serious questions that I actually had.
Yeah.
The only other sort of jokey question I actually had was, are melee weapons allowed? But I think we've kind of covered that with the teddies a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, you've got to be brave to try and use them. So they're allowed to shoot back.
Well, of course, naturally.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah.
So, just having a quick look at the chat here. Albert says, just confirming that that I needed to hear that yes, there is only 2 fields.
Yes. Albert can stand up behind everything. Pretty much.
Fantastic. Yeah.
It's a field of stand-ups for Albert.
Fantastic. Actually, in regards to the sort of the sleepers, some of the sleepers, again, looking at the photos, it seemed it's a little bit sort of hard to judge scale by some of the videos and some of the photos. But the railway sleepers for the diamond, it looks like they're around about the sort of the height that you would expect from a normal sort of snake. Is that around about the right sort of height?
the original plan was to use snake beams from a airfield between the corners of the diamond.
Yeah.
The thing that really put me off that was just the kind of the ridiculous chance of bounce shots and all of that crap.
Yes.
And personally, I don't believe that any kill off a bounce shot is as enjoyable as a kill that you make properly. So I guarantee we won't have any bounce shots off these sleepers.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I realised that the field at GCC, a lot of it has the concept field anyway. A lot of it has to be so that it can be taken down afterwards. But it just makes me think of some, like you see the hyperbole fields where they're made of the drainage ditches and stuff, where you're not going to get a bounce off a part of a drainage ditch. And I like that. Like as you said, it's not as satisfying to get a bounce shot. Yes, it might be an elimination, but it's not satisfying in the same way it is to actually shoot another player.
I mean, let's talk black and white. There's no skill in a bounce shot.
No,
being perfectly honest. And these fields will not reward you if you are unskillful.
Yes.
Learn to go and shoot people properly.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I've heard of
where I'm at with the bounce shots. You talk about the field being easy to take down. Information that people might not know is, I believe the concept field is going to be left up for a couple of months after Paint Fest. So there's talk of, if teams want to come and scrim on it, etc. And might even be some walk-on days on it, etc., etc. There's no, so we've built this not, permanently to last. But we haven't had to factor in, make this easy to disassemble. Which is why, we lugged, I think it was near as damn it 30 railway sleepers to create the diamond. Which wasn't fun in the rain.
But it wasn't.
But it's achieved what we wanted from it. And I would love to have built a hyperbole field. I think that option available for this year. But thanks to the teams that have entered the GCC this year, it's a talking point for next year already. So it bodes well.
Well, this is it. Everything has to, every journey has to start with one step, sort of thing. I've just seen a good question come up here from Ben Ferguson. With the heat, do I have to wear full sleeve tops?
Well, I don't know. Honest answer, without checking the rules, is I don't know if you have to wear full sleeve tops. Very good question.
I
think you probably want to wear a full sleeve top. Certainly, if you're playing in the woods.
Well, I believe in the rules. It does actually state that. I think it says something along the lines of that you have to wear a full sleeve top. But depending on the weather conditions on the day, do you think it will be at all possible for?
I don't.
I'm trying to think of how to put it.
I don't think people will overheat if they adhere to the one single layer underneath one full length top. I think the rules specifically say that you can't wear two full length tops. Your underlayer can't be full length, I believe. Is probably more in line with the rules. Nothing to do with overheating, just to stop little bounce lovers.
Yes. If you want to promote bounce, just get fat like me.
I've seen your ride pictures, so you'll be in that diamond before you know it.
Well, I'm trying. Well, just Albert says him not stand up behind stuff. Me stand up behind stuff. Not hard. I'm a short ass. Well, that's in a way that's actually fantastic for us, Albert, because in my opinion, it's always better to be on your feet behind your bunker. So that's better for moving. So you don't really want to be having to crawl around, really.
I think height-wise, I think these panel bunkers, let's call them, are probably quite a similar height to the mounds on the other side. So it's even in that respect. It's probably half a foot difference, if anything. The tallest bunkers are in the center of the field. So, they block some cross shots, etc.
Yeah. That's fantastic. So that in itself will also help limit the being able to shoot straight across field as well.
Yeah.
It's, as you said earlier on, it can be done, but it might also come down to who's actually using the marker.
Yeah, I mean, I don't envisage many people dying off the break from the back line.
Yeah.
I think if you're gonna headbutt a ball off the break, you're probably biting off too big a chunk too early. But then even then, you got to be one hell of a shooter to make that shot to kill that opponent. So this is very much about getting everybody in the action from the start.
Yeah. So do you think that? Do you think this will be a field where more people will be moving off the break as opposed to actually shooting? Because I know it's become standard practice with smaller sort of 5-man fields, or even if you drop down to 3-man fields, where that smaller size fields for everyone to just be guns up straight off the break to try and get easy eliminations right from the get-go. Do you think that that'll drop? That'll maybe change with this sort of field?
I don't think you have a choice. I mean, to kind of give a nod to the woodland field for a second. The way that the woodland field is designed is the back tape line is angled. So on a traditional woodland field, it'd be rectangular, and you could break parallel across the back line to the back corner.
Yes.
And you're no further into the field. On these fields, if you run the back tape line, by the time you get to the corner, you're 20% into the field.
Right.
From both ends.
Yeah.
So you have no choice but to get in the action.
Right. So is the backfield, is it tapered in sort of a V towards the back line, or is it more?
No, it's a very flat V on both sides.
Right.
So probably that type of angle.
That's great. So you're playing effectively a little bit more on like a sort of a diamond style field as a. Right, that's fantastic. So it's actually going to funnel players out of the game zone.
Exactly that. It's like it is literally like a funnel, and you go from the narrow neck out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting because I've played a bit of tournament paintball. Obviously, I've played a lot of woods ball, but I've only ever really played, except for the exception of big games, I've only ever really played on rectangular fields. So I'm interested to try the woods ball field myself, just for seeing what it's actually like playing on a sort of different shaped field.
I don't know if it's ever been done. I don't know if it's ever been done intentionally, but I can tell you now, I've done it intentionally.
Yeah.
Stop people from just sitting there and shooting at nothing.
Yeah.
Because that's a waste of time.
Yeah.
Game time's only 10 minutes. And I say only 10 minutes because if you waste 4, 5, 6 minutes, you're going to leave yourself with a lot to do. Bear in mind, to win the game or to maximize the points you can earn from the game, you've got to get their flag back to your base. And the funnel doesn't help you there. You're right to the point. So this is really the mentality of get everybody into the action as soon as they can, and allow the game to get stuck into the meat of the game, if you like.
Yeah. Right. So in regards again to the woods ball field, and possibly this might we'll start with the concept field.
No, go for it.
The start gate in the concept field. Notice in the rule book it says that you're supposed to have like at least 1 foot into sort of the start gate. Is the start gate on the concept field what you'd expect from a traditional tournament style field? A bunker, barrels to the bunker, and then you move off, or is it more of a base?
I think you guys are fast going to realize that I don't conform to anything that doesn't have a purpose. So the start gate on both fields is going to be a quadrant that's sprayed on the floor, as well as a back area. So to get 10 players in a confined space is a mission.
Yes.
To get 10 paintballers organized. Right?
Yeah.
So put your foot in this area
Yeah.
type of approach, and I believe it's barrel below the waist, so you can start guns up.
Yes.
And then off you go.
Right.
So if you wanted to be, let's say you were playing in the center on the woodland field, you could be in the center of that quadrant.
Yes.
With just in, ready to go.
Right. So for simplicity's sake, it's akin to a penalty box in football.
Yeah.
Right.
Perfect way of describing it.
Right. Now, what sort of size are we actually looking at for these, or is that to be decided more on the day?
Honest answer, whatever size Milky makes them.
That's perfectly acceptable.
So there is no regulation size.
Yeah.
They will be equal, is all I can say.
Right. Yeah.
Woodland Field, by the way, has a ditch that runs all the way along it.
Fantastic. Like along one side, is it? I'm assuming, or
full length, just off to the center.
Just off to the center. Oh, now that could lead to some interesting games.
Oh, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, it's also probably not a position that I would want to be in myself.
Keep Albert out of the ditch.
Well, I don't know. He might be able to just run along the bottom of it.
Well, we've not cut any steps, so it's going to be a struggle.
Right. Yeah, so a ditch running up the center.
There's a ditch. There's on the far tape.
Yeah.
So there's spectator areas on both fields.
Right.
On the side furthest away from the spectators on the woodland field, there's a stream as well.
Right.
And there's bunkers either side of the stream.
Oh, so there might be swimming being done.
It's not a deep stream. It's kind of it's a trickle, but it's certainly an area that is hollowed out.
Right.
That there's no cover actually on the stream, if that makes sense.
Yes.
There's a pretty cool 50 bunker the other side of the stream.
Right.
Who's going to roll the dice and get there? Because you can cross the stream along the edge of the funnel from either end.
Yeah.
And then run head to head into the 50. So it's going to be quite an exciting field to play.
Fantastic.
So
is there anything else that you'd like to tell about the woodland field? Just because we have had a few questions asking if you would tell them more about the woodland field.
There's a huge fallen down tree, completely safe, by the way.
Yes.
Bunkers all the way along the trunk.
Right.
And you can crawl from one side to the other side underneath sections of the trunk.
Right.
Some really good fern kind of pockets that you can crawl through. Obviously, the ditch is very playable if that's the style of painting you're going to play.
Yeah.
Couple of bird nesty bunkers, as I call them, in the sense of, big amalgamations of sticks that you'll struggle to get a ball through.
Right. Yeah.
But you can see through, if that makes sense.
Sort of soft cover.
Yes. Yeah, exactly that. And then you've got small, low, angled bunkers. There's bunkers that will protect you from one side, but if they make a certain move, you've got to haul ass and get out of there.
Yeah.
So it's a very proactive field. If you approach it with how are we going to win this, you'll have a lot more fun than if you approach it with how we're going to stop them.
Yeah.
And not lose this, if that makes sense.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, ultimately, I want people to play paintball.
Yes.
If I had to sum up this event in, a sentence, it would be, I want you to have fun playing paintball.
Yeah.
And that's really how the fields have been designed.
Yeah.
Get everybody in the action. I don't want people wandering around looking for someone to shoot. I want them to be shot at. Yeah. And be able to shoot back. Yes.
Well, that kind of leads on to leads me onto another question. Obviously, I've only ever played at the most 5-man, like a legitimate tournament 5-man. But for some of the older guys that might be in the stream at the moment, Have you? What sort of size is the concept field? Are we talking 5-man sort of field, or is this sort of more 7-man or 10-man field, or even potentially sort of like, I don't think it'll be 15-man sort of size.
Concept feels big.
Right.
Like it's, I don't know exact measurements,
Mm-hmm.
but I wouldn't like to run laps around it at all. It's big. I wouldn't even like to cut the grass on it. It's how big it is. I mean, we're talking a big field.
Right. Fantastic.
I think I'd struggle to accurately shoot corner to corner.
Right.
As in, you could shoot corner to corner, but you'd probably laugh as you see the balls coming in at you and just go, and come back and shoot back, type of thing. But you know, that's actually quite a component of how I feel this 10-man classic format will play out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times when you can wave at the guy who's going to try and shoot you, just because, you know, it's in some respects is more relaxed.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of decisions that people have to make. What's going to fascinate me initially is what equipment do people choose to use? Because this isn't like 15 years ago when everybody was quite practiced at shooting a cocker fast.
Yeah.
There's a few guys who can, but the vast majority are going to be beatboxing in effect and all sorts of stuff. You know, like I've watched a few of Chan's videos about, you know, and I see him getting cockers ready for people. And, you know, it's kind of, if you're used to shooting a cocker, you can shoot it great. I mean, and this is, I've watched a few Iron City Classic videos as well. And some of those teams, man, they can shoot a cocker fast.
Oh, yeah.
But they've been doing it for 3 years now because Iron City Classic is in its 3rd year.
Yeah.
We're not en masse at that point.
Yeah.
I think the saving grace for a lot of people is markers like the EMEC, the GMEC, the Shocker CVO, etc. And I think we're going to see a lot of those out there.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is great. I mean, I hope we see some pumps. I know Cassie's shooting other, which would be fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, this really is Operation Make Colin Wish He Was There.
Yeah.
So it's going to be great.
That's it. He's going to regret having that child.
Yeah, he will. Be hated.
Just for the paintball events.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, it's going to be interesting walking around and just because, as you said, I do think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be shooting things like GMEX and CVOs and whatever else, or EMEX. But it is going to be very exciting for me, and I think it's probably going to be exciting for a few other people to just see some of the classic markers that might show up this weekend. Because I think we've actually discussed this before. The potential for somebody that hasn't played for 15, 20 years or something, for to go, well, they're playing a mech tournament. Well, I've got a mech that's still sitting in the loft, and you get it out. And some of these markers, you can get them out years and years down the line, and they're still working. You stick a bottle on it, pop, pop, pop.
Yeah, absolutely. And most of
let's go play it.
It meets all of the regulations, right? So it's going to be. I mean, it's going to be very interesting. I think the classic, not necessarily format, but the classic environment is very stimulating for the industry. Yes, there are, you know, there's things happening like you can go and buy an EMEC with a pack loader for 200 quid. And I like that, right? You could, if you wanted, buy a free flow cocker. You could buy an adrenaline CVO. You know, you could, if you want to splash out a lot of cash, you can, right?
Yeah.
And you get a lot of performance back, which is great. Same with paint. I mean, I've not seen Hellfire for 15 years?
Yes. Yeah, it's I mean, I don't think I've ever even shot Hellfire, but talking to some of the other guys, it's one that was an amazing paint and hasn't been seen, like you said, for years.
Yeah, I mean, it was, and I shot Hellfire. I shot that Hellfire on Sunday through my free flow,
Yes.
And we're talking, you can grab a handful of it, drop it from waist height, and probably 80% of the balls crack.
Yeah.
We're not talking just a little crack. We're talking boom, everywhere, right?
Yeah.
Yet it's shot through the free flow flawlessly.
Yeah.
There's things happening like the Tomahawk paint Predator ball.
Yeah.
That paint shot great as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, was it super brittle? Not as brittle as the Hellfire, but it wasn't supposed to be.
Yes.
You want it to go through the woodland environment.
Yeah.
But it's actually the fact that there's innovation, the fact that there's older products coming back, I think is great.
Yes.
And the fact that, I mean, just looking at the media, I think there's maybe 8 different photographers, videographers
Yeah.
that I know of that are coming to Grand Central.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's fantastic.
Yeah. That's
It's
great
not
in
a
its
focal
own
point. Yeah. So I think, you know, in a very roundabout way, for sections of paintball and the paintball industry, it's very stimulating. I like the
I would
fact
definitely agree.
that anybody can come and play. That to me is huge. There's no elitism here.
Yes. Yeah.
You don't have to have, you know, a gym membership and 10 years of prior experience to compete.
Yeah. I mean, it may help, but that's when isn't that a case in paintball?
Yeah.
But it's something that I've like that sort of philosophy is what I've loved about paintball for so many years now. If you can pull the trigger, you can play paintball. It doesn't matter if you've got disabilities.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I want to know what that question was.
Food. But yeah. So it's one of those things that I've always loved about paintball is that as long as you can pull the trigger, you can play. It doesn't matter about disability. It doesn't matter about race. It doesn't matter what you're. Like if you're a man, a woman, whatever, nothing matters as long as you can pull the trigger.
Yeah, yeah, and I think one of the fascinating things as well that I hope we can get a handle on as you know we do the registration etc. This weekend is I'd love to know for how many people is this their first taste of 10-man for argument's sake? Because regardless of the rules and the rate of fires and the equipment, I actually believe that 10-man is the most inclusive format that we have because you know it's not as elitist as the others. Sure, you'd rather have 10 good players. But there's a lot of teams out there who are gonna, you know, there's a couple of teams like the Yorkshire Bants who've never met by and large. It's a true scratch team. And I think, you know, unfortunately two teams had to drop out for varying circumstances.
But that's always going to happen.
Yeah, I'd like to think that, you know, they'll actually be gutted that they've missed it.
Yes, well, hopefully, yeah.
So, happy days.
Yeah. But, yeah, this is it. Hopefully, this is the start of something great. I hope that we'll actually see more events. I hope we'll see this become a proper series and become sort of, grow from there.
The plan is definitely to do more.
Yeah.
So there's an opportunity to do something with Hyperball 10-man this year.
Yeah.
At a different location. There's an opportunity to use the concept field again. And you know, if it's deemed that hey, it didn't play as well as we had anticipated, and we need some tweaks, so be it. You know, I'm certainly not against that.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. I'm just seeing that we've got stuff popping up in the chat.
What have we got? What do we got? What just want to know?
Gassy says, "Who is Will? Is it Will Bogolt playing for?"
Mayhem Tigers.
Mayhem Tigers. There you go, Gassy. Albert says, "Sorry, but I don't condone the use of foul language. Gym membership is as bad as run."
Just stay out of that ditch, otherwise you'll wish you did have one. So.
I did actually notice a question that came up a little bit earlier on as well.
Yeah.
Are the concept field and the woods ball field around about the same sort of size, or are they different? Just size scale sort of thing.
I'd say area, they're about the same.
Fantastic.
I would say that one is probably longer than the other.
Right.
The other is probably wider than the other.
Right. Okay.
I'd say overall area, very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Oh, that's great.
So I feel that on both there's plenty of room to move. And even if you're going big, there's options for you.
Yeah.
And a lot of the bunkers, especially on the concept field, are very much a case of this will be a great bunker if they're there and there. But then they move there, I've got to go there type of thing.
Yeah.
It's just it's proper Hogwarts chess, this one.
Yeah. Well, this is it. I mean, it's been a long time since I've actually had to go out and walk a field. So it's that in itself is going to be exciting to try and find out angles and things like that.
So, speaking of walking the fields, Friday morning, the woodland field is open all day.
Right.
It's not in use at all for Paint Fest.
Right.
So, any Grand Central player, once registered and they've got their wristband, go and walk the woodland field whenever they want on the Friday.
Right.
The concession that we had to make to get the Grand Central Classic happening at the same time as Paint Fest, which was the only way it could happen logistically, was that the concept field could be in use for Paint Fest for the Friday, for part of the Friday.
Yeah.
So
that's acceptable, yeah.
Friday, I mean, it was one of those hoops that you know, if you want to do it, you got to jump through this.
Oh yeah, I think that's totally acceptable.
How high do you want me to jump? Done.
Yeah.
Because I wanted the 10-man to happen. So the concept field will be played on en masse. So I'm expecting, you know, some 40 on 40 gnarliness.
Right. Yeah.
On Friday. Nothing that can give anybody any real tangible advantage.
Yeah.
If they watch or play it.
Yeah.
But you can leave with a smile on your face.
Yes.
Is how I view it.
Yeah.
And how Jed views it.
Yeah.
Now, at 4 o'clock on the Friday, concept field will get washed and cleaned.
Right.
Ready for the Grand Central on Saturday morning. So from 4 o'clock, whilst it's being washed, GCC teams can walk it.
Fantastic.
In a safe environment.
Yeah. Oh, champion. So that's probably going to coincide with roughly about the time I'll be down there.
Almost like we planned it. And if any GCC players are there early and registered, I believe as their entry gives them access to Paint Fest, they can jump on and play some 40 on 40 madness. You know, I mean, I'd certainly advise it from a number of perspectives. Test the paint you're going to be shooting.
Yeah.
And for most people, probably get used to the net gun you've not shot for a while.
Yes.
So, you know, have some fun, blow the cobwebs off, check your equipment works, and then a few hours to find Chan afterwards.
Yeah. And either get gear off them or get gear back off them.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, so I think Friday's actually going to be super fun on a lot of levels. And obviously there's going to be a big spectator grandstand there where, you know, we can all, anybody who doesn't fancy playing and just wants to watch some carnage can do so.
Yeah. Well, this is something, the spectator grandstand. You said that there's going to be viewing areas for both the concept and the woods field.
Correct.
Are those viewing areas, is it going to be a situation of you've got to stick a mask on, or are they going to be safe to just view without any extra gear?
Definitely the grandstands by the concept field will be safe to just view. It's behind the netting, the main netting.
Right.
So you can view, and I don't quite know the extent of it, but I imagine you're going to get a fantastic view of the 50 and hopefully the surrounding area.
Fantastic.
I mean, it's it's a big field.
Yeah.
It's a real big field.
Yeah.
So I think that the media is going to have a lot of fun with this one as well.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to some of the drone footage coming out. I think MPF were going to try and get some stuff done as they get further through the build.
Yeah.
I heard Martin from Cartel was going to try and get a drone up on the Friday.
Brilliant.
Up, so
Yeah.
and hopefully also we get some good breakouts of teams and stuff like that. And keep some momentum going.
Yeah, well, this is it. I mean, if they're actually taking if they're recording media of both the sort of the games on the Friday on the concept field and the proper games, the proper tournament, it'll be interesting to see that. Just watching mass breakouts from the start to watching teams trying to do it properly as well.
And I mean, I can't stress enough. Anybody who's playing the Grand Central Classic, I would really appreciate your feedback. Good or bad. I take no offense. I've made what I believe to be playable.
Yeah.
In the sense of, I know what I enjoy, and I feel I've got. I hope I've got a fairly good handle on what others enjoy.
Yeah.
Whilst playing paintball, I've also tried to accommodate players who don't play how I play.
Yeah.
And players who aren't as experienced as I am at playing.
Yeah.
Make it as all-inclusive as I can. If there's things I've overlooked or ways that I can make it better, I would really value you guys taking the time to let me know.
Yes. Well, I mean, chances are me, Chan, and Albert will probably be talking about it on next Monday. Well, on Monday night's technical problem broadcast. So, if you're interested, you're more than welcome to actually come on and talk about it. But we'll certainly be talking about the game.
I'm still alive by then.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long weekend.
Yeah, I understand on Monday it might not be perfect because you'll probably still be doing stuff then.
Monday could be quite tiring. So
yes,
I mean, if I am about, I'd love to.
Yeah, well, the offer's there if you are about. But yeah, unfortunately, we won't be able to have Colin's input on it unless for some reason he can escape and come down for a little while.
I don't know why he's not going to be there. I mean, he's just got to.
Yeah. Oh. It's nothing important,
No.
Yeah. The Bros has posted. Will there be factory text from Planet, DLX, etc. there?
I've seen a post that Planet will be there. I don't know who else will be there. You would have to contact the manufacturers directly.
Yeah.
Because I've just been obsessed with the actual infrastructure of running the event rather than the tech booths, etc.
Yeah.
Well, from historically, I think Paintfest do a bit of a release. So with Paintfest and the Grand Central Classic coinciding, cohabiting, etc. All of the paint vendors are dual purpose. All of the booths are dual purpose. All of the techs are dual purpose. I would expect all, if not most, if not all of the major manufacturers to have techs there. That said, if you have an issue with your equipment, contact the manufacturer now rather than assuming they're going to be there. So
well, that makes sense. I know from personal experience playing at Paintfest, generally they do actually have they've got that, I don't know what you call it, but like the trader village, for lack of a better phrase, where there is generally a lot of different groups there, but obviously I don't know if there's going to be anyone specific there.
Off the top of my head, I know Warped are there, I know BZ are there, and I know that Just are there. And Eclipse. And Enola Gay, and I saw something about a coffee company.
Right, fantastic.
Like X is kind of like a veterans coffee.
Oh, right, yeah. Is it the Black Axe or something like that? Or
maybe I'd be lying if I said I knew exactly. But yeah, I think Eclipse also have a bit of a kind of test run program going. If you want to take one of their markers out for a go, you can do. So who knows? That may appeal to a few GCC players.
Maybe, yeah.
And I think Tipman are there as well.
Yes. Well, I think BZ, they cover a lot of different markers. So I think they are Tipman techs as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be quite handy. Overall, this is going to be a great fight this weekend with all those great players. Yeah. This is it. There's a lot of people coming for this, isn't there?
I don't know how familiar you guys are with Paintball Performance. They do kind of a statistical summary of the CPPS upper divisions, Div 1 and Elite.
Yeah.
I believe there might be a little treat for Grand Central Classic players tomorrow from
Brilliant
Performance.
Yeah.
And a few little predictions.
Right. So that'll be Right, I'll keep an eye out for that one, and if I see something, then of course I'll share it on my page, and I'm assuming that you're going to do the same.
Yeah, I mean, and the great thing is there's no form guide. I mean, I'm just looking at the schedule here.
Yeah.
You know, and there's Somank Mafia against Yorkshire Banks is the first game on the concept field.
Yeah.
And then on the Woodland field, we've got BZ Grizzlies versus the Clan.
Yeah.
Nobody knows what's going to happen on either of those.
Yeah.
And that can be said about every single 10-man game.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting. It'll be interesting to watch them as well as play them. So I think it's going to be suntan lotion for me this weekend because it looks like it's going to be pretty hot. So
100% it's suntan lotion for you. I'd start pre-applying now.
Yeah. Build up a layer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's it. Gingers aren't meant for this weather.
I mean, who's the team you're most excited about watching?
I don't really know. In a way, I want to know about who's going out and playing and all that sort of stuff, and I want to go and watch them as well while I'm not playing. But I don't want to watch people. I just kind of want to go out and play them and be done. I don't really want to kind of watch somebody and get myself psyched up and be I don't want to play against this team because they're going to be hard to beat or anything like that.
Right.
I just want to go out and do it.
Right.
So it's a difficult one for us.
No, that's cool. I mean, there's I'm just looking at the schedule now, and there's teams like Manchester Lions who have reformed for this.
Yeah.
Psycho Pinks reformed, got a few guests.
Yeah.
Dungy Dogs play CPPS.
Yeah.
The vast majority of the team never played 10.
Yeah.
And can be said for Midland Prevail. Both great groups of guys. Then you've got the Venoms, the Sad Tactical, the Rushers, the Somank guys, the Sandbaggers, the Turks. It's the Preds.
Yeah.
They're all, established teams that can compete at some level. So they're capable. Can they transfer that to 10-man? They don't even know. So how do we know? Which is, they honestly don't know, which is great.
Yeah.
You've got the NAM Wrecking Crew who have reunited for this, much like the Manchester Lions.
Yeah.
Most of them never thought they would get the opportunity to play alongside each other again.
Yeah.
And I think Les from the Man Lions is 60 and he's I believe Dougie Setters from the NAM Wrecking Crew is playing and is 73.
Right.
Now, show me another format of paintball that is that inclusive in that respect. As in, there's a role they can play and there's enjoyment they can glean.
Yeah.
Then we've got Joy Division.
Yes.
Which is, the most bizarre yet predictable inclusion ever. In the sense that they've got great history with Jed. And from the start, they were the first team booked in.
Yeah.
And, they contacted Jed about coming to Paint Fest for their 25th anniversary.
Yeah.
And then I threw the Grand Central Classic grenade in on the party. And, Jed was like, oh, they may as well play that.
Yeah.
You know, Maggard's coming back. I believe Knut, Max, maybe Mellis, all of the old guys who you'd have seen on the PPL videos, not even these videos. They're all, you know, going to be back playing.
Yeah.
Hopefully, Saban and Carl and all of those guys.
Yeah.
And I think there's literally 25 of them coming over.
Right.
Then we have, you know, OAPB from down
Yeah.
south, which is great. Mayhem Tigers from, you know, Ronnie Hollington, etc. BZ Grizzlies, who, you know, fantastic. A factory team that ticks such a huge box in the nostalgia stakes that, you know, other. I don't think even Iron City Classic had factory teams for the first couple of years. So, you know, that's huge, and it's immense, let alone the off-field antics. That the Turks, the Clan, the Grizz. I mean, it's probably easier to say who won't be to the off-field antics. So, yeah, it's just like it used to be.
Yeah. Well, this is, I mean, I'm relatively familiar with at least some of the guys from the clan, and I haven't seen them for a few years. So I'll be interested in just meeting up with some of those guys.
Who do you know from the clan?
I know Sid. There was Sid and Marco. I think was Stevie as well.
Right.
That it was when I played a bit of 5-man. They were still playing some stuff, and there was me and Tib, who used to work at Just Paintball, guested for them a few times.
Oh yeah.
And Parksy as well. Parksy used to give us lifts to CPPS when I used to play down there. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I know Sid's coming down, and I believe he's coming down with his son.
Right.
Unfortunately, I don't think Sumo can make it. I think he got called into work.
Yeah. I see. I never met Sumo.
I don't know if Chunk's playing, but I hope he is.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the wonderful things is I've not seen all of the rosters.
Yeah.
And rosters, by the way, need to be in by the end of tomorrow, Terry.
Right.
So it's 12 players.
Mm-hmm.
You can have additional pit crew. So send them in today by tomorrow.
Right.
Be cross.
Right. So you hear that, guys? Get them in.
Yeah. Yeah. I've said it, so we can tick that one off.
Right. Fantastic. Just having a quick look down through, see if we've got any more questions.
Make sure we've covered everything people want to know stuff about.
Yeah. Right, from the Bros. I'm not sure if that's the Bros or the Bros.
Yeah.
Question: what's the level of experience of the refs? Pro Tour last year and UK Woodland Masters at NPF before. They were a bit of a mixed bag compared to the UK Woodland Masters at Hollenbush.
Worry about playing, I'll worry about reffing.
Fair enough.
In all honesty, as you tie yourself up in knots about, you know, I don't worry about the quality of police. I just abide by the law.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
Basically, get on with it and concentrate on the having fun part. I mean, the refs are qualified to pull people out when they're hit.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair enough.
You've got to shoot them.
Yeah, I do actually like the fact that in the rules, there is a little bit of nuance in there as well. You know, the fact that if a ref sees a hit on you and it isn't a blatantly obvious hit, they're not going to be straight in there and giving you massive penalties for it. They'll come in and pull you, get you out of the game without giving you major penalties.
Yeah, I mean, we are very eyes wide open. This isn't like the World Series of paintball.
Yeah.
And 19 out of 20. Right? This is the first time a 10-man classic event has been played in the UK for a significant number of years.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head, I don't know more than 5 people who've played 10-man classic paintball.
Yeah.
Who will be at this event.
Right.
You know, myself, Billy, and Darren from the Rushers went to Atlanta in 2017.
Yeah.
They played 10-man classic paintball.
Right.
Bill from Falcons played it, and Spesh from the All Americans, who's coming over to guest, has played it. I don't think any other UK players, and you know, by all means, correct me if I'm wrong. So the downside of that scenario is that everybody has their impression of
Yeah.
what it will be like, what it can, what can happen, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
Yes, we can tie ourselves up in knots about refs. Yes, we can tie
Yeah.
ourselves up in knots about gun rules, etc. Be accountable for yourselves and let the people who are tasked with running the field run the field.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying let me worry about that. It's not my job to run the field. So I'm chief paintball herder, by the way. So I'm going to be the guy.
Yeah.
Come on, BZ Grizzlies, it's time for your game.
Yeah.
Or like sat down, just ran that bike back on the woodland field. Well, it should have gone up the funnel. I can feed you. So
yeah.
So everybody's got their area in which they can glean their enjoyment from the process. Atlanta 2017 was a huge learning curve for me.
Yeah.
There were things as a player. There were things equipment wise that I took there that I would never use if I was playing 10-man classic again.
Right.
You've got to make a very clear cut choice. You're going to shoot electro. You're going to shoot mech.
Yeah.
It depends partially on how you play. It depends partially on how you feel the fields will play.
Yes.
And that's a big part of the decision. So for Atlanta, we took both, and we didn't always make the right choice. Because
but it's all about learning.
Yeah. And it was, that's part of the adventure. So this is really going to be quite the learning curve for people.
Yeah.
I think Saturday will be a bit of a sink or swim day for some.
Yeah.
And some it'll take a significant amount of games for them to actually get their head around how they can be more effective on the field. I think others will really take to it well.
Yeah.
But part of that will be luck. They happen to have chosen the right equipment for them. Or they don't actually have an option. So this is what they've got to use. And it happens to be okay.
Yeah. Quick question in regards to the schedule.
Yeah.
Is the schedule the same for both days, but obviously you'd swap over so where you played
No. So originally we had 21 teams. We had 3 divisions of 7, 6 prelim games on the Saturday.
Yeah.
Reseed Saturday night, 6 prelim games on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, 2 teams have dropped out. Fortunately, one from either of 2 divisions. So there's one complete division of 7 teams. They play their standard 6-game prelims.
Yeah.
Other 2 divisions each have a team missing.
Yeah.
So the bye game for the missing team is based on the order in which they were drawn. So if you were the first team in your division, your bye would be against the first team in the other division.
Right.
Purely because there is no form book. It's just the fairest way of randomizing it.
Yeah.
So, if you were the 4th team drawn in the division with the bye, you would play the 4th team drawn in the other division with the bye.
Yeah.
Now, the pro division, when it comes to the reseed, the pro division will have 7 teams.
Yeah.
The almost pro will have 6 teams, and the not so pro will have 6 teams for the Sunday.
Yeah.
On the Sunday, there's no cross division games because you're in reseeded divisions. And this is all in the rules, by the way. So on the Sunday, if you're in the almost pro division or the not so pro division, you will only play 5 games on the Sunday.
Right.
Some of you will be thankful for that. Because you're tired. So it's what I mean by that.
Yeah.
Some of you will no doubt be miffed that you're missing a game that we'd hoped we could accommodate for you. But because there's no fair way of doing it in the finals, your incentive is to get in that pro bracket.
Yeah.
6 games on Sunday.
Yeah. All right. And the games themselves, it's capture the flag, but is this is it a race format? Is it just you play one game and that's it, or is it swap sides?
No, one game, that's it. So on the schedule, I don't know how clearly you can make this out. You have a A end and a B end. So you would go to first game on the concept field is Somank at the A end against the Yorkshire Bounce at the B end. So they go to their respective ends. Game starts. First team to grab the opponent's flag, which is in the opponent's base, gets 20 points. I believe when you get it back to your base, it's 50 points for returning it back.
Yeah.
And then points for eliminations, etc.
Yeah.
So
you do, if I remember correctly, you do actually you get points for just pulling the flag as well, don't you?
You do, yeah. The first pull.
Yes, just the first pull, yeah.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Right. We got Gavin Winsby says Razorback, MVP or Cocker?
Oh, Cocker.
Yeah, for the tournament, I would have to say Cocker. But I think the MVP is a good secondary.
I mean, I think the biggest consideration for most isn't going to be the marker. It's actually going to be the size of the pack and the size of the tank.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
Yeah.
4,500 air is going to be available. So
that's fantastic.
If you want to shoot to your heart's content. I mean, I think some of the Swedish guys who are coming over in the Joy Division posse have sent pictures of 14 pot packs and stuff like that. So
you don't see many of those anymore.
No, I mean, this probably isn't the event to try out to be pit crew, in my opinion, because you could have a lot of pots to fill.
Yeah.
And if you needed one to go for that, so. But yeah, it's kind of it's going to be really interesting. I mean, I think you're going to see a lot of players shoot 88 tanks, maybe take 10 pots out. I would love to see somebody go out there big time, 16 pot.
Yeah. Some of the old packs where they're sticking out from your back like that far.
Yeah, that's what proper turtle shell approach.
Yeah.
So
where you're dropping pots to build up the bunker around you.
Yeah, this is it. You can fill up that ditch.
Yep.
So, and I think it's going to be fascinating because, I mean, like in a 5-man, you go to your paint vendor and you right, I have 3 cases, 4 cases, right?
Yeah.
This is Saturday morning. We'll have 10 cases of that or whatever, and then it just goes within 2 games.
Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting, and also I don't think we're going to see many kind of landslides on either field.
Yeah,
it's possible, but a lot of things have to go right.
Yeah, well, as I said, it's possible, but hopefully, I want to see some good gunfights. I don't just if there is just landslides, it'll be a little bit disappointing. It's not impossible, and obviously it's good for the team that's winning, but it would. I think if you get landslides against you, then it's going to put a bit of a downer on your day, and I don't want to see that. I want everyone to have good. I want to see good gunfights, even just as an observer. I want to see good gunfights.
Absolutely, and that's why that's one of the reasons why we got the spectator grandstand on concept field. And I think another consideration for that is the amount of noise that it's going to make is going to be quite intense. So you've obviously got the non-competitive community there playing. Not like tournament competitive. Still competitive in Paint Fest. But it'd be really interesting does it draw people to come and watch? Does it, are teams, if there is an hour between games, are teams actually taking, I've got half hour, I'm just going to watch a couple of games on the concept field. Type of deal. We've got proper old school vinyl armbands. It'd be loads of cool, fun stuff.
So is this the situation of if you're eliminated, you will actually have your armband ripped off, as you're seeing some nice? That's that's good.
An armband on and you're dead. Expect to get a little paintball massage.
Yeah.
And if you do, don't throw a teddy.
You already said we could throw teddies.
So I'll add a stipulation.
Yeah. As long as we don't say anything when we do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, if in that instance, if you are eliminated and if a ref doesn't remove your armband, barrel sock on, get off the side of the field, take your own armband
You
off.
can take it off straight away. You can take
Right.
it off and, you know, just carry it to the side. It's
Right.
simple. Pull Velcro.
Yeah.
So
No, that's fair enough then.
yeah.
In the instance of you are a live player,
Yep.
and say it can happen, you know, the Velcro might get dirty or the Velcro might just wear out or something like that. If your armband comes loose while you're playing, is that instant elimination?
Common sense rules apply.
Mm.
In the sense of,
Yeah.
it takes an awful lot for Velcro to just come loose.
Mm-hmm.
There's a significant loosening period.
Yeah.
In which you have ample time to resecure it.
Yeah. Keep checking it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, if I can manage to keep checking the cock and rod on an autocock, I can manage to check the Velcro.
Yeah. I mean, these armbands are brand new.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
You know, so we're not dealing with tired Velcro,
Yes.
let's say. Mm. So
yeah.
I don't think it should be an issue at all.
Yeah. Great.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Just have a quick look. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see from Gavin Winspear, I see the marshals will be busy both days. Hope there are plenty so they get a break.
That's the plan, and obviously, you know, a big consideration when you run an event is if it's hot, that's even harder for the refs. So, you know, this really is a case of check the weather forecasts, whether you're playing, reffing, working, on a trade stand, whatever, you know, pack accordingly. Stay in the shade when you can stay in the shade if it is hot. Hydrate properly. Yes, there is a, you know, players party Saturday night and a free bar, but just, you know,
a bit of common sense.
Yeah, just remember, most of you are going to run around on Sunday.
No, guys. As long as you aren't on the BZ Grizzlies, drink as much as you can. It's a free bar.
Most will, I fear. To a certain extent, that's part of the atmosphere that you always have, and it never felt manufactured in the past. There was just nobody disappeared to watch Netflix or check social media. It just didn't exist. Everybody socialized.
Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest hopes I have for this coming weekend is that we get some of that back. People actually appreciate this is someone I've not seen for 10, 15, 20 years. And we've got the chance to catch up.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're playing each other tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's going to be, I mean, there's a level of seriousness where teams want to win this. And I like it. And speaking of winning it, there is a perpetual trophy, I believe.
Nice.
For Grand Central Classic.
Yeah.
So, you know, winners get to keep it for a year.
Oh, right. So you will get it for the full year. Very nice.
Yeah. Bring it back next year and try and defend it.
Yeah. That's good. So yeah, it's something to fight for.
Yeah, we want it to be, you know, you won the first Grand Central Classic, so you get your name on the trophy. And just have that, rebuild that nostalgia.
Yeah.
Is the plan.
I'm just having a quick look here. I'm trying to
questions.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find questions as well. The bro says, "Good luck trying to get paintballers to bring something back."
There'll be a fine if you don't. I reckon it will come back.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance it would come back anyway. Well, a very, very good chance it would come back anyway because people want to fight for it.
Yeah.
Albert says, "Yes, Dexter, stay in the shade."
Definitely. I mean, buy that sun hat now for him, Albert.
Yeah, I'll have to have a baseball cap and maybe something to go down the back of my neck.
I don't know what the forecast is like for this weekend. Let me just check. Not a fan of the weather app on this iPhone. Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Thursday is like super hot.
Yep.
Friday's warm, like 24. Saturday and Sunday are warm, but it looks a little bit fresher in the sense that there'll be a bit of rain. So
charming.
I don't think that's a bad thing for paintball weather. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, this is it. As long as people aren't going to keel over.
I don't think so. I mean, it's I'm interested also who's who's camping, who's hoteling, who plays catching, who is surviving.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is it. I'm at the moment. I think the idea is that we're going to be staying in a tent, but depending on if Chan's snoring or anything, I may just sleep in the van. It hasn't been decided yet.
There's a choice between tent and van.
Yes, and when I say van, I'm talking my little Bilingo. So it's not exactly the most roomy, but I suppose it's better than nothing.
I mean, I feel you're getting the full experience there.
Yeah, that's it. It's been a long time since I camped at a game, so.
So would this be your first 10-man?
Yes, it would be my first 10-man proper tournament. Yeah.
Brilliant.
I think I've played like a few sort of scratch games. It's the speed weekend, but I'm not even sure if any of them were 10-man, but they were like just occasional odd numbers.
Right.
But it wasn't anything serious. It was just for fun.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So yeah, the most I've actually played as a serious tournament was 5-man.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Let the adventure begin.
Yep, that's it. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very excited, but also a little bit nervous. So it'll be
It's very interesting speaking to players on various teams who send me messages or I chat to quite regularly, and there is a buzz of excitement. There's probably a bigger kind of rumble of anticipation.
Yeah.
Where because nobody's really played this format in the UK, they don't know what to fully expect. I mean, UK Woodland Masters did a 10-man recently. Similar, just not the same. As in, it was a great stepping stone from where we had been to the Grand Central Classic. So I think it gave people a bit of a taste, and saw a few Met markers come out, etc. And it's really interesting seeing teams like the Turks get all the new Met guns ready for it.
Yeah.
And I know players on Psycho Pimps and Man Lions have been buying new guns for it, resurrecting old guns, buying secondhand project guns. As I'm sure the Chans, the Care Bear Customs, etc., have actually been quite busy.
Yes.
In recent months.
Yeah.
For this.
Well, that's it. Chan, I know, has been getting a lot of work in because of things like this. Yeah.
But it is good though, because I mean he's probably the modern day Jack Wood, who back in the day got a lot of work.
Yeah.
For the same reason.
Yeah.
Can you just tweak this so it does what I want it to do?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Probably about right. Yeah.
Interesting. And I think there's going to be some really cool, subtle stuff going on.
Yeah.
Paint choices, pot management. I mean, just picking up pots could be a right royal pain in the bum for someone.
That makes us think I'm actually I might have to like tape my pods up just so I know which ones are mine. Unless
I might bring the wheelbarrow. And just get my Thomas running around with the wheelbarrow.
Yeah, that's it. Just get people to give them tips.
I mean, you really don't want to be a pot runner on this. I'll tell you that for free. It's gonna be like the old days where you picked up your pots as you got off the field and you stuffed them down your jersey.
Yeah.
So proper fun times. This is gonna.
Yeah. But that's it. I'm loving the fact that it's going back to sort of classic, sort of when like the hyperball tournaments and things like that. The fact that it's doing that, it looks great. It looks like it's going to be really exciting.
I think it's going to be. I just view it as this is almost like I'm the kid who's having a birthday party.
Yeah.
Something cool, and I really want all my mates to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Because that's the approach I'm taking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who wins.
Yeah.
I want everybody to enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, I suppose at the minute, you don't have a horse in the race for it. It's just, it is, like you said, you are organising something, you want people to have fun with it.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to play it either. As in, I think it's wrong to run an event and then play it.
Yeah.
So I think, you put your name to do something, but actually forego the playing and say,
yeah,
let's just make it the best we can make it for you guys.
Yeah.
Who are supporting it, which is much appreciated.
Yeah, well, this is it. I mean, if the player support is there, then the idea that this is potentially going to be a sort of a series, or at some point in the future, or could even just be run again next year, that's great.
I think what appeals to me is the fact that we could easily have a series that featured 10-man classics, and let's say it was 3 events next year.
Yeah.
The majority of people who would want to play this format could get 2 weeks off from their normal commitments, whether it's family, whether it's work, whether it's whatever, right? They could escape real life for those 3 weekends.
Yeah.
And go through hell for the other 49. So, if they wanted to.
Yeah.
And I think that's feasible. Rather than, if you want to be an elite player of CPPS, you're training. You are, and if you're not training, you're competing. And all of a sudden, well, that doesn't sound much. 20 weekends of your year have gone.
Yeah.
And, that's a big chunk.
Oh, yeah.
And time. So I feel that this is far more friendly and sociable to, family life, work life. It's not just the old guys who used to play this that I feel this will appeal to. I actually feel it's the kids coming in as well.
Yeah.
There's the dad who did play back in the day and now wants to play alongside their son.
Yeah. And that's it's a great way for the younger generation of players to actually get into it. It's not one where you're going to be going, and because we're going to be shooting mechanicals. Yes, there is some mechanicals that can produce high rates of fire, but it's not one where you're going to be shooting 15 balls a second.
Yeah.
For a long period of time, which might put some players off.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's that there's a few things that I would love to get some statistics on.
Yeah.
And I think I'll speak to the paint vendors prior to the event starting. Great to get and publish as well figures of how much paint teams shot. This event. It's no secret. It makes no difference to anyone. After the event, it would just be very interesting to know. Okay, Team A won the event and they shot X amount of boxes. Team B came second, and what if they shot 10 boxes more? Does that make people's heads implode, or do people realize, we should have shot a bit more? Whatever it might be, I don't know what they're going to do. And I don't think that type of post-event analysis has been done because nobody's ever asked if it can be done. So I'm going to stay true to my not conforming and carry that on. After the event, I'll be nosy for you guys. So
have a quick look and see if we've got. I did see a question before, but I think I've missed it now. The Bros. Will there be a staging area for GCC?
Yes.
Right. So an independent staging area away from the Paintfest staging.
I mean, don't think of it as away from. They may overlap, for argument's sake, and obviously the weather plays a part. So, will there be a staging area? Yes, there will.
Right.
I
Fantastic.
would say one piece of advice I would give everybody is you're not going to be as prepared as you think you are.
Yeah.
Yes, games start at what, 10 o'clock on Saturday, 9 o'clock on Sunday.
Yeah.
Give yourself that extra hour.
Yeah.
That you will need on Saturday. Because just think basics, right? That chrono queue could be immense.
Yeah.
Could be immense.
Yeah.
When it comes to, it's one thing, 5 players on 4 teams adjusting guns if they're shooting hot.
Yeah.
Another thing, 190 players.
Yeah.
Trying to adjust things, make things work, stop things leaking, make things go bang.
Yeah. And is the GCC chronographing alongside the Paintfest players?
That I don't know.
Right. I mean, I would imagine it probably will be the case. So that'll slow things down even further in that regard. So yeah, you're definitely right. You will want to kind of use that time wisely.
I think that, and please somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that they've staggered the start times so that players can get going and out at 9 on the Saturday.
Right.
And then the GCC follows an hour later. I think we've done that intentionally.
Yeah.
Another thing that's probably worth mentioning is that if you look at the schedule, there's actually some gaps due to teams that had buys. They are intentional gaps that will stay, because if we fast forward games, one field races ahead of the other, and teams will end up playing on both fields at the same time.
Yes.
So they are intentional.
Yeah.
Just to make things work out, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's very a lot of it's unknown.
Yeah.
In the sense of the hope is that we don't see a lot of drawn out games because the field's fun to play and it's conducive to moving and attacking.
Yeah.
How the teams choose to play it though is at their discretion.
Yeah.
So it is what it is, and we'll see how it all pans out.
Yeah. Well, this is it. Yeah, I know. I genuinely hope it goes well, and hopefully I'll be able to come back and on Monday night tell people that it went well. But quick question in regards to something that it might not affect many other players, but obviously it's something that would affect me at least normally. It says in the rules about like no, I think is it like no confirmed media or anything like that. I'm not exactly sure on the perfectly correct wording.
Okay.
But obviously that, in regards to like the photographers that are going to be going out, so like the Cat Shack Reports, the Paintball Magazine, any of the other guys that are going, who they've all slipped my mind at this moment. But
yeah, I know there's Shattered Lens, Lucia, Paintball Mag, Teebs, etc.
Yes, yeah. Does that also apply to players wanting to use any sort of personal recording equipment on field? So, like myself, with wearing a head cam.
No, that's fine. As far as I'm concerned, that's fine.
Yeah.
If that head cam's never going to shoot anyone, so you're good.
Fantastic.
Is how I personally view it. I think it's more a case of stopping unauthorized media coming on field. So if you wanted to film from the grandstands, knock yourself out.
Fantastic.
No issue there whatsoever. The only time you're going to need a pass is if you physically want to be on field.
Yeah.
Or you want to do something like fly a drone over the field.
Right. Yeah.
Then they are both speak to Kelly in advance of the weekend.
Okay.
Sorted.
That's fantastic.
Well, what's for tea?
No, it's my wife's wanting to hang washing up. You want a coat hanger?
That's very.
I'll be back in a second then.
Timely reminder, because I've got to put coat washing in.
1 sec.
It all happens on these Q&As.
Oh, man. One last one, Tim. All right. There we go.
I've never seen Dexter's wife.
There we go.
You survive.
Yes, yes.
I've got my washing outside, and I need to remember to grab that in. So,
well, there you go. I reminded you.
I'm going to write it on my hand, and then in 10 minutes I'll look and go, why does it say washing?
Yep. Straight. I'm just trying to see if we've got the bros. Nick, you are freaking awesome. Thank you.
Pleasure. Easiest question to answer.
Poseidon, yes, saying might come down with the lads from Virus and play speedball. Unfortunately, Poseidon, if you want to come down on the day, if your name isn't on the roster by tomorrow, I believe it is, I don't think you can actually sort of just turn up on the day and play play the GCC, can you?
If you can't turn up and just play,
yes,
correct, you've got to be on a roster. If there are players out there looking for a team to play on, you can contact the Grand Central Classic page, or you can contact myself directly, and I'll gladly put you in contact with teams. Right. Do that sooner rather than later.
Okay.
And I think quite a few teams are in the situation where they've got 10, but they're quite like 12.
Yes.
So, you know, I'll find you suitable homes gladly.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. I mean, that's actually great for you to offer, because I can imagine that there probably is players that are looking for an opportunity for to get down there, but possibly don't actually have anybody to play with.
Yeah, we can definitely make that happen.
That's great. Gavin has asked, will the GCC have its own fill area as well?
That is the plan.
Right.
Exact answer is that was the plan when I was down there on Friday.
Right.
They discussed having its own dedicated fill area.
Yeah.
So that players didn't have to go all the way up to the Paintfest fill area, etc.
Yeah.
So that is the plan.
Oh, fantastic. I was actually expecting that to be a no.
No, no, we try and accommodate as many kind of components that make it a better experience as we can.
Yeah.
I believe the unknown that we had on Friday was we're not running the air, it's Trevor from HPAC. So
yes.
It was just the confirmation that he had the necessary to set that up for the players.
Yeah.
It's certainly what we'd like to do. And I'll confirm Friday morning, or you guys will see Friday when it's coming down, whether it has been done. But it's one of those things where it'd be fantastic if we can do it. It's probably not top of the list on essentials at the minute for the like Terry, Milky, and Jed.
Yeah, so that's understandable. Yeah,
there's a time when I will ask that question.
Yeah,
that is not on a Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can if it's done, I think that's fantastic. If it's not done, it's not something that I think most players would be expecting anyway.
I think one of the considerations was, you know, because 10-man players could carry a significant amount of paint, and equipment, etc. We appreciate that, you know, it's a lot to lug all of that up, all of that back, etc. And you've got better things to do, like fill pots and talk about game plans and get ready for your next game.
Yeah, that's great.
That's
yeah. Well, if it comes to fruition, that's fantastic. If it doesn't, then I still think that's acceptable as well. It's still understandable. Yeah.
And going on from there, if there's anybody there who wants to play this, in context, if there's anybody out there who you guys think should play this, and you just need to give them a nudge, do it. Because I really feel that this is going to be a new lease of life for a lot of players.
Yeah.
You know, one of the things I hate about paintball, and there aren't many, but the thing I probably hate the most is that most people will never win.
Yeah.
Most people will never make that great move that their peers talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, regardless of who they play with and what they play with, they're either wrong place, wrong time, or don't have the current skill set to be as effective as others.
Yeah.
And that's the nature of the modern game. I feel that by rewinding things to the 10-man era, I feel that you have that opportunity to all make that move, to all play that part. And then the knock-on effect of doing that is that the relationship you have with paintball becomes deeper.
Yeah.
The sense of, you talk about it a different way. You hear how I'm talking about it now.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate to have those memories and created those memories. And, I've probably forgotten more than I remember.
Yeah.
But I've been lucky. I was never the kid who was good at sports at school. But paintball gave me the platform to excel because nobody can outrun a paintball. And that's the best thing in the world for me.
Well, yeah, this is what I was saying earlier on. As long as you can pull a trigger, you can play paintball.
You really can. And I feel there's a lot of players out there who undervalue their involvement in this game.
Yes.
And this is a great opportunity to address that. And what's weird is these things sink in at very random times for me.
Yeah.
I did a picnic on Saturday with a group of players at CPPS, and I commended a guy on how well he did some snap shooting and how well he was playing.
Yeah.
And I said, literally just turned around and went, really appreciate that because I had myself down as not being very good. And that hit me right in the nuts.
Yeah.
In the sense of emotionally, I was like, what a crap job we've done at nurturing interest in our sport.
Yeah.
And, this is my way of hopefully making a difference.
Yes.
I want as many people to try this as possible.
Yeah.
So if you guys have relatives who play, friends who play, and they're not coming, and they're not doing anything this weekend, try your damnedest to get them along.
Yeah.
Even as a spectator, even as pit crew, let's have them as, hey, I wish I was playing, and build, because that's what we need.
Yes, that's it. If we want paintball to be around in years to come, we need new players. That's it. It's as simple as that to me. We need to encourage people to go out and play, otherwise paintball will die.
And we should also mention Thursday is the UK PSF AGM.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys mentioned that last night. I'm sorry.
I don't think I did know. Which is probably something I failed there on.
Well, no, you guys were busy arguing about my fields. So, as we said off air, it was like paintball's version of Last of the Summer Wine.
Yeah.
So, Colin, you were pro. So.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Definitely, I used to love Last of the Summer Wine.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's I think that's one. If anybody is interested in finding out a little bit more about what goes on behind the scenes, I think going along to that meeting with the UK for the UK PSF is worth doing.
Yeah, I mean it's annoying in some respects that it's not on the Friday.
Yes.
Everybody has their trade stands open, etc. I'm gutted I can't be there on the Thursday due to family commitments.
Yeah.
I would really hope that they're going to do a great job of publicizing what was discussed and building on that opportunity.
Yeah.
I think that would be fab.
Yeah. Well, hopefully the idea of just players actually knowing what the UK PSF do. I think there's over the past few years, again, I keep saying over the past few years, but over the past few years, it does seem that there's a lot of players have lost touch with what the UK PSF has actually done and does do, and I think that's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, I mean it's one of these where nobody asks and nobody tells. Everybody assumes.
Yes.
And they're trying to tell, which is good. you know, this is kind of, I don't think we can keep banging the drum and going over old ground.
Yeah.
There's got to actually come a point where you go, okay, let's start again and build from the ground up, which is what I think, you know, they're genuinely trying to do.
Yeah.
They got some very good people involved. In fact, everyone who's what I mean by that is everyone who's involved is involved for the right reasons, and has you know paintball at heart.
Yeah.
Which is great. So I mean, I'd like to think you know there'll come a time where there's UKPSF stand at Paintfest and the Grand Central Classic.
Well, this, I mean, there used to actually be. I can remember there being UKPSF stands at some of the games that I used to go to, and
Steve Bull in his green T-shirt.
Yeah, that's it. And then you don't really see them about now, and that's a real shame.
Yeah, I think it's just compromise in the sense of they are compromised with their existing commitments, and it's very chicken and egg. They need the support to get the you know the funding to do things, but you know in the background I see a lot of positive steps being taken. I love that there's an AGM. I love that they are pivotal in getting you know outside of industry support for EDC teams, etc. So you've got to start somewhere.
Well, that's it. Yeah. Again, every journey starts with a single step.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'm just seeing it. It's just the chat's just jumped right to the bottom there when I started scrolling. So the Bros has asked, Paintfest chrono is 230 feet per second and GCC's 300, right?
GC is 300. GCC.
Yeah, GCC 300.
Yeah.
Right, champion. And if you want to ask about the Paintfest chronograph, unfortunately, Nick doesn't have Nick isn't organising Paintfest, so
that's way above my pay grade.
Yeah.
Way above.
Yeah. Paintfest is 270. That's saying. Yeah.
You're gonna need every FPS of that 300 on my fields.
Right.
And now.
So yes, he's want consistent markers. Nothing that's spiking and falling and yeah. Consistency is king.
None of your dodginess. Yeah.
I think they must have been talking a bit, and obviously I've missed a bit. Yeah. Colin's saying no, the GCC is Nick's event. This is the first one, but using the classic rules born in America at its base.
Correct. So the GCC uses the Iron City Classics 2019 rules at its base with certain amendments. So it's things like roster size that had to be amended because of Paintfest, etc.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what the other amendments were. There were nothing major. It's all the same marker rules. It's all the same penalties. I think, or the other amendment we made was to do with the seeding, because ours is different number of teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, same clothing rules, same equipment rules, etc.
Yeah.
I think we removed the silly American rule of shouting out when you're hit, which still grates on me to this day.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. But yes, this is the first. GCC was my idea. I couldn't do it without Jed and Kerry and Milky and Fraser and the crew at MPF.
Yeah.
Just not possible. And GCC was the idea that I went to a couple of other people with last year to try and do it.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to do it. You know, which it just wasn't the right time. So spoke to Jed at the end of the year. I think it was back end of October, just before World Cup.
Yeah.
Shook hands, and he said, "Yep, let's do it. Let's make it happen." And here we are, 9 months later.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and literally, I mean, Jed's got a track record of pioneering, entertaining events.
Yes.
That grow paintball.
Yeah. Well, it was basically. it was NPF where basically the home of tournament paintball in the UK, wasn't it?
So the ground that the concept field is built on is the original ground that the original hyperball field was built. So you're playing on hallowed turf.
Yeah, it's the holy land of tournament paintball.
It is.
Yeah.
Of concept paintball, ironically, and that's still not Woodland for anybody who's not with the program. So
yeah.
I mean, and the other thing, I don't think we've even said the word mounds, have we? Or very infrequently in this chat.
Yeah.
So
this
the
is
mounds is going to be insane in the sense of, I don't know many people who've played mounds like for decades. Yes, there's a rental mound field at NPF, but it's very different to the GCC one. So it really is going to be fun.
Yeah. Well, listen.
Yeah,
I did post up on the live stream that you did where you were driving around the mountains. But
that was actually a lot harder.
Yes,
than it looked. So
yeah. But I was wondering, will there be bunkers getting placed in between the mounds as well, or is it going to be just the mounds?
Just the mounds.
Right. So that's
just the mounds.
Yeah. So that's going to open you right up to the right hand side of the field, or the left hand side of the field, depending on which end you're playing from, I suppose.
I mean, these mounds are big.
Yeah.
As in long, super. I mean, they're probably 20 foot long.
Yeah.
You can hide a lot.
Yeah.
Like, they've got to be level with you to be able to destroy you.
Yeah.
If you play loose, sure, you'll get shot.
Yeah.
Right. You can go over them. You can go around them. You can do everything. It's gonna. I mean, going over them, that in itself is a challenge, by the way.
Yeah.
So we're actually going to see quite a lot of craziness of gone over. You know, people trying to run up the sides.
Yeah.
That's not as easy as it looks.
That's it. I think it's going to have to be a run at it as well. Now, looking at them, it doesn't really look like it's just going to be take a couple of steps and they're over the top. It's going to be take a run and
they're
go at them.
They are deep and they're hard.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that now. It's a challenge. So, and I think you've got like a shallower angle at the end.
Yeah.
You end up onto the top and run along the mountain.
Yeah. But I think if you get to that point, if you're going to get to that point, you're going to be looking at a pretty clear field by that point to be able to get away with it.
See some fantastic shots come out of this. I mean, we're super fortunate. I mean, like on the wall behind you, the shot from Martello.
Yeah.
From the NXL. We've got some super talented photographers.
Yes.
So this is, another layer of this. It's a great opportunity to showcase the fun of paintball, right?
Yeah. So, that's it, yeah. And if we can get some cool photos like that taken on the concept field, on the mounds field, on the woods field. Well, to me, it's more the mounds field, the concept field. We get some cool photos on those. It's gonna
remember
look
the
amazing.
Field is just one.
Yes. Well, yes. I mean that's what I mean. But like I'm breaking it down into the mound section and the sort of the more.
Yeah, but, I mean, you should have those shots where there's players across the field. So you've got some players in the mounds, some in the diamond, some in the boards. Let's call them. And it's just chaos.
Yeah.
But enjoyable chaos.
Yeah. Well, that's it. A bit of chaos is good every now and then.
There's what's really pleasing about this field is, let's say on a very basic level, there's 11 things you can do off the break, but you only have 10 players. So you got to make a choice.
Yeah.
And if they choose to do the thing that you didn't do, and they're really good at it, they could maybe punish you.
Yeah.
So it's it's a really fun game of chess with paintball markers.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to this.
Well, I mean, I'm excited about watching you guys play it.
Yeah.
So, and it's one of those things where I feel I've done my job right, in the sense of it doesn't actually matter who's playing it.
Yeah.
I feel it's going to be enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
So, it's not like you need a top of the table clash to make it a good game.
Yeah.
I feel we can have any team that's in the competition
Yeah.
go up there and stunt.
Yeah, and still have a good game. Well, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping everyone does have. I want there to be more of these. So I really hope that everyone that plays does have a great time.
You're going to be converted, Dex. This is going to be great.
I don't know what you mean converted. I just want to play paintball anyway.
Gone are the days of folding washing mid-stream. You'll be like, nope, can't do that. like how you gave that look. I was like, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Must have just dropped in. Mr. Angry has asked why less games for non-pro on Sunday. He can only play Sunday, so it's only 5 games for him.
Unfortunately, 2 teams dropped out. So the only fair way that we can let me rephrase that. It's unfair to do cross-divisional games for the almost pro and not so pro on the Sunday, because you would be playing a team from a higher division and from a lower division, and even if you were the lowest team from the almost pro division would play the lowest team from the not so pro division, so it'd be an easier game. And it's not fair at that stage. In the prelims, there's no form guide. Anybody can literally beat anybody. On the Saturday night reseed, we're sorting the wheat from the chaff.
In
the sense of, the guys who played the best end up in pro. 6, because we had 2 teams drop out, unfortunately, will be almost pro because they were almost good enough to be in the top 7. And then the final 6 will be not so pro. So that's the reason. Would we like it to be different? Categorically, yes. Can we make it different and keep it fair? Unfortunately not, which is why we made that choice. So feel for you that you can only make the Sunday. Hope your team really stunt it on the Saturday and you get 6 games in the pro division.
Well, that's it. It is entirely possible that if his team does play well enough, as he said, they could end up playing the 6 games.
It's entirely possible. And unfortunately, when teams drop out, this is the tough choice we have to make.
And I think in connection with that, the Bros has posted, why not play a randomly selected second match against the team in your division on Sunday?
Because we decided not to, because it would be unfair if people played the top seed. And it's not a fix, it's a shift of the issue. So no.
Right.
That's why.
No, that's fair enough. Thank you very much for the answer.
We've got to keep it fair.
Well, that's it. Otherwise, people will be put off.
People already moaned about the top division games. When it's random. In the sense of how the draw was done. So there's no need to allow people to moan about an unfair random game in the finals.
That's fair. And Mr. Angry says, thanks, it's good to know.
Pleasure.
And Colin, in regards to him not being there, has said he'll be at the next one. It just needs to be timed better.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, 3 months' time, keep your fly zipped up, kid. So, there we go. I don't believe it's my timing that's wrong, Colin.
Well, this is it. 9 months ago, he knew about this.
Exactly.
So, that was it. The idea for this was nine months ago, and so apparently the idea for that was also 9 months ago.
Colin, if there is a live birth at the Grand Central 2019, I'm sure we can accommodate your free entry to the Grand Central 2020.
Well, I was saying, I'm pretty
Just
sure.
saying.
Yeah. Free lifetime membership.
For the child.
Yeah, for the child. Yeah. As long as its name is paintball related. We could have a baby Drax.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, Draxus. There we go. Yeah.
Grand Apollo. Yeah, there we
go. Yeah. But I was saying to him, like, I'm pretty sure they normally have like St. John's ambulance there. I mean, that's as good as a hospital.
I tell you what, you could close the doors, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Happy days.
Yeah. Right. Actually, this is a good one from Chan. Are non-stock markers allowed?
Well, define non-stock.
Right. Well, we'll have to wait for a response on that. But I would assume it's if they've been modified. So
my personal interpretation would be provided that they meet the rules, as a single trigger pull.
Yeah.
And release fires a single shot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just because I know he says modified, parts swapped, etc. Things like that. Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, not
pretty much, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. You put a custom trigger on your marker type of deal.
Yeah.
The vast majority of markers will be non-stop.
Yes.
Because people have changed the barrels.
Yeah. Well, I suppose yes, that makes sense. But
yes, common sense rules apply though. If you don't take offense if a ref asks you about your marker.
Yeah.
Or for clarification of what it is, or it's one of those.
Yeah. Just because I know in some events now, I don't know if it's the Iron City Classic or what actual event it is. But are you aware of the Legacy mod?
Yeah, I mean that reared its head on a thread a couple of weeks ago. The mod is a couple of years old. I don't expect to see any at Grand Central Classic.
Well, I think it'd be
if we do see some, they will stand out like a sore thumb, and it'd be very easy to just go and actually assess case by case.
Yeah.
Needs to be. Common sense rules apply to a certain extent. It's like balancing triggers, whereby if you've got enough time in a game as somebody shooting at you to actually feather a trigger and work out where it's bouncing and compose yourself, you're missing the point in my book.
Yeah. Chan has said mechanical eagle.
Yeah.
There you go, Chan.
Yeah,
get it up.
I got no issues with that. Providing it conforms to the rules. Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see what the man comes out with.
Yeah. Well, if this is actually up and running, it should be interesting, and I think it might turn heads. Apex barrels.
No, I don't believe so. There is a section of the with barrels, that describes in detail what you are allowed in terms of porting, rifling, etc.
Right.
Again, I mean, Apex barrel is one that I would have to look into it further. Off the top of my head, I don't know. Is my honest answer. At 10 o'clock on a Tuesday night, I don't have the rule book open in front of me.
No, that's fair enough. Right, the Bros, Bros. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Says you'll be surprised how many teams will actually be using Electro 5.5 and doing very well at the Iron City Classic and it's the ICPL. Many of the teams at the very top were actually using Electros.
I think one of us will be surprised. I don't think it'll be me.
Yeah,
I think it'll be. I think you will. Year one, initially you'll see quite a lot of use of electros.
Yes,
purely for convenience.
Yeah,
I think subsequent events, subsequent years, you will find a greater transition towards mechanical markers.
Yeah,
and not just because of rate of fire. if I'm honest, because the downside of a mechanical marker is you lose the ability. The average player loses the ability to run and shoot.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm awful trying to run and shoot with a mechanical marker.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm actually okay at paintball, but I'm awful with a mechanical marker doing that.
Yeah.
The reason I use a mechanical marker is the times I need to go fast are very infrequent.
Yeah.
I crave the accuracy, and I love the ability to shoot something that feels as though you're responsible for the outcome. Whether it's a CVO, whether it's a free flow autococker. I mean, that free flow autococker, I'm grinning like a Cheshire cat when I see people with that. You know, it's a different game. If it was 10.5 ramp, I'd knock myself out. I mean, some people are going to love playing it 5.5 ramp and just hold a lane all day long, move out when they want to move out, move up when they feel they can move, and just non-stop shooting. Because it's effortless in comparison to doing the same with a mechanical. And if that's how you want to play, knock yourself out. And I think that's fantastic. You know, I played 5.5 Electro in Atlanta. And I hated every second.
I can imagine that. It's 5.5 Electro just seems completely redundant to me. I can understand you've got the lighter weight marker, it's maybe a marker that you're more trained, more experienced with. But
I mean, we were shooting Lux Ices, right? So top of the range Electro, 5.5, ramp with your little finger if you wanted. We were being destroyed. Destroyed by players who were very au fait with shooting mechanical markers fast because they were a couple of years into this journey. You know, they played ICC. Then this wave of classic momentum meant that they'd gone out subsequent weekends, subsequent months and practiced. And, you know, we were blown off the field in some cases. And being bunkered by a cocker. And I mean, one of the most frustrating things for me was when somebody made a move and you're trying to shoot them at 5.5. And you could almost see the gap in the ball, between the balls.
That's it. You've got to learn how to, you know, the sort of the timing it's going to take for the ball to actually reach your opponent. Sort of how, you know, there's obviously with 5.5, I believe it was one of the reasons why games dropped down from 15 down to 10 was because if at 10 balls a second, you can actually run through a lane and make it to your bunker. When you reduce that down to 5.5, that's the gaps between the balls are actually fair distance.
They're actually notable.
Yeah.
So a big part of this process when you're playing is ascertaining what am I up against. Not just there though. What am I up against there and there and there and there and there? You know, and you're trying to figure out where's this flow of paint slowest. Where do we get through it? So
this is it. It's
fascinating.
It's like you said earlier on. You know, it's a sort of a thinking game. It's not just as you said, hold the trigger down and spray paint.
Yeah, I mean it's a thinking game where the fields are set up to force you to think from the start. You don't have 2 minutes to get settled. You're in. Second one, you're getting shot at. So enjoy it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Well, I think unless anybody else has any questions or there's anything else that you'd like to say, I think we might start and draw this to a close if that's all right.
No, I think we've exceeded expectations.
And I want to go and have my tea, so
I've got to get my washing in. See, life of a tournament organizer.
That's it. It's all glitz and glamour, isn't it?
Oh, rock and roll all the way. I finished my alcohol-free beer, and I've got to get the washing in. Great.
That's it. It was all rock and roll.
In all seriousness, though, if this discussion has left any questions unanswered, please post up, and I'll gladly reply on the YouTube video.
Right.
I think that's probably the easiest way.
Yeah. Well, I suppose before we go, we have actually just had 3 questions have just been posted up there. What about standard padded jerseys?
Standard padded jerseys are fine.
Fantastic. Dulbrass, have you got anything more that you want to add to that? Is there anything more about the extra padded or anything?
I mean, the standard padded jerseys are fine. The standard padded player has a lot more padding than the standard padded jersey, in my experience at paintball. So
yes,
we'll be right.
Right, charming. Colin is interested in, will you be collecting information on the mark as used?
I would like to. Yeah, I would like to. How organized that is depends on a lot of other circumstances. Things that take greater priority. The top priority for me is running the best possible event, ensuring it's safe, ensuring it's fun, and ensuring it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
If I tick all of those boxes and I get the luxury to walk around and ask people what they're using, and make notes of what they're using, happy days. If I don't get to do that part, but everybody has a safe, fun time, I leave happy.
Fantastic. Next up, we have I'm Jetitsky. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Nicky's predictions.
Ooh, great question. Great question. I mean, I've not really paid much attention to who plays who in the prelims. I think the Preds have one of the more predictable prelim groups.
Yeah.
So I'd expect them to make the pro bracket.
Right.
I think in group in the second group, you got Russia's Man Lions, Joy, Mayhem Tigers, right. Midland Prevail, Blow, and Sad Tactical. That's a group of death. That can't be. Well, that's the right. So that's the group with 7. Wow. I honestly don't know. You know, like if Joy Division put their strongest team in, they'd be a top 3.
Yeah.
The fact it's their 25th anniversary and they're going to come over for a laugh.
Yeah.
You know, they could play anyone. Russians are capable. Tigers are capable. Blow are capable.
Yeah.
Turks are capable. Yeah, I mean, don't sleep on the Turks and the Sandbaggers.
Yeah.
Nam, they don't even know what they can do. So Mafia, I think, are going to turn heads.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say with regards to predictions is wait for the paintball performance post tomorrow.
Yeah. Right.
Because predictions is their bag.
Yeah.
I'm just running the event. I think top 3, Preds, Sandbaggers, Russians.
Right.
I think. But not necessarily in that order. Not necessarily those 3.
Yeah.
I really don't. Top 3, Yorkshire Bants, BZ Grizzlies, and Psycho Pimps. Done. There we go.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So anyone can win any game, which is what I love about this.
Yeah.
So I would love to see any team that didn't expect to make pro.
Yeah.
And just their reaction.
Yeah.
It'd be priceless. Because for some it would be bugger. We've really cocked up Saturday night. So
yeah. How did we end up here?
Yeah. Did we mess up the free bar?
Yeah. Gussie has said, get the captains to collect the marker data for you.
They struggle to give us their rosters. So with the best will in the world, let's get those first.
Yeah.
That'd be quite cool. But I think most players, that's a good suggestion. I don't know how settled most players are. Speaking of captains, by the way,
Mhm.
there will be a captains meeting on the Saturday morning. I don't know if that's
Right.
publicised or anything like that.
Yeah.
I think there's a refs meeting at something like 8, captains meeting at 9.
Right.
So again, give yourselves as much time as you can. Get as much done on the Friday as you can if you're down there. As in, you know, testing your paint, buy your pots. That's gonna. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if everybody sells out of pots.
Yeah.
And we have some weird pot war going on.
Yeah.
Pot
There'll be kids being sent in to claim pods that aren't from their teams.
So
yeah.
So
selling pods on the black market around the back of the gazebos.
Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah. Poseidon asked about what hoppers can be used, but that's any hopper, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think, as in, like, if you want to bring out a retro hopper, like an auto feed or Revy, yeah, fine.
Fantastic. It would make sense with the fact that there'll be people using classic sort of markers anyway. Yeah, it would be actually, it would be quite fun. And I was meaning to try and get one sorted out myself, but it'd be quite fun to see a warp feed on being used. But maybe that's one I'm going to have to do myself in the future.
Work in progress.
Yeah, as most of my gear is. The Bros says Div B is going to be a bloodbath.
Yes, agreed. Agreed.
Yeah. I'm Jet. I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm Jet has said, sorry for the stress, Nick.
Oh, no problem. No problem at all.
Yeah.
I like how you've obviously got new people tuning into this, by the way. If you can't pronounce their names, that's a good indication.
Yeah.
They've not tuned in before.
Well, that's it. There's been a fair few people that haven't recognised names of, and we also have had I think our highest point was 25 people in the stream, so that is unprecedented for my channel.
They can't all be family and friends, so we've done a great job.
Yep. Yeah, that's actually great for my channel.
Maybe it's all of Joy Division who are coming.
It could be tuning in for to get their secret information.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? The Bros, I'm guessing this must be in regards to getting players together, as if it's been a pain in the bollocks just to get 10.
Yeah, some teams really have struggled. But I think part of the main reason for that is the culture in the last decade hasn't been geared towards 10 men.
Yes.
So, you know, hopefully this is the start again, where we start casting the net wider. We start to attract more people who want to play this format, and it becomes easier. First step is always the hardest, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you're going downhill or you fall down the ditch, Albert.
Yeah. I don't know if Albert's still here.
So he'll be here.
Yeah, that's it. I can see that he is still about. So yeah.
See.
Yeah. Colin says it's all Nick's family and friends.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yep. And the Bros says he's a first-time watcher and this is nowhere near as shit as he'd heard.
Well, what do you think Dex's dog? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Bros, you'll before long you'll get to realize I have an imaginary dog that sometimes comes in to visit.
Yeah, I've been very refrained. I've not mentioned that for the first 2 hours.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm going to go off in a huff because my dog has now been mentioned. So, but yeah, again, thank you very much, Nick, for joining us tonight and for sitting and going through all this with us.
Pleasure.
But yes, I think it is about time I go and actually have my dinner.
I've got to get my in. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
So,
well, I look forward to seeing everyone at the Grand Central Classic. Please make sure you come across and say hi. I'll probably be stressed, but I would genuinely love to hear what you guys think about the event, either during the event, after the event, at the event, wherever. You know, in the Premier Inn, as I'm trying to have. Well, it doesn't matter. I really would appreciate your feedback, and you know, just genuinely, if there's a way that we can make it better, unless we know about it, we may not discover it ourselves organically. So I'd actually much rather you told me. I'm genuinely excited about seeing you guys play on these fields because I've got an idea in my head of how it's going to unfold and how it's designed to unfold, and I'm intrigued how close to the mark I've got it, how well have I pitched it for the players that will be showing up there. I'm also super intrigued to see a bit of Paintfest 40 on 40 madness. And I think that's gonna be great fun.
Well, that's it. For the Paintfest stuff, I won't be there to see it in person, but I hope that there's some good video from it so that we can put that around, because I think that'll look fantastic as well.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, full credit to Jed and the crew. They did a fantastic job of capturing the craziness of Paintfest. In every sense, whether it's, you know, the Saturday night, etc. I think, you know, if I can selfishly make one request, approach this weekend with the right attitude, in the sense of this is a chance to be part of a community. There'll be players who, you know, you've maybe looked up to for years who are going to be there. There'll be players who, you know, you've maybe not had a chance to see for years, and just genuinely put the phones down and take time to talk and be social that way. Because that would be very much appreciated. And I think, you know, if we can bring back some of that from the older generation of paintballers that will be there, we can teach the current, and that wouldn't be a bad thing.
That's it. Teach the young whippersnappers a thing or two.
Oh, don't you worry. When they meet my railway sleepers, that'll knock some sense into them. So they might even meet Colin's new baby in the back of St. John's. Who knows? So,
that's it. Fingers crossed, you know.
And seriously, Colin, if you don't make it, really hope everything goes well. And if you want to name the baby GCC, Barlow.
Well, this is it. Well, in case we're, as an extra set, in case we don't speak to you again, Colin, beforehand, then good luck. And I think, I guess everyone else, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much, Nick, for joining us.
Pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Well, thank you. I'm terrible at ending these shows.
So we're just going to say bye. See you at GCC.
See you later, guys. Bye bye. I never know when to hang up because apparently I keep cutting the last part of the live stream off. So I suppose I'll end it now. Bye, guys.